We can get ourselves a weapon just to prepare ourselves. Actually, what am I saying? I don't want a weapon. Did you guys see that? Actually hurt me. I threw my box and I hurt myself. I am the best street gang. I am the best street gang that ever was. Hello and welcome to Harvard Plays. Sorry we've had a hiatus for a few weeks because technological issues really. A lot of footage got lost, a lot of sweat and tears, but we're back. And this week I thought what we would do is we would celebrate a game that I've been looking forward to for a long time, which is Arrest of the Stone Buddha, which I will flash on the screen or whatever it is. It is the next game by the developer Shinyo, who was known for a 2018 game called The Friends of Ringo Ishikawa. And I and everyone else did not really love that game. It's such an interesting take on kind of like a life sim. It was very existential, very literary. But before we could play that game, I thought that I would take a look at one of its core inspirations. So we're jumping right back to the NES days. We're looking at a game which, if you are from America, you would know it as River City Ransom. And if you're from the UK, you might have known it as a game called Street Gangs. But otherwise, it's a very simple beat 'em up. It's from a Japanese series called Kunio-kun, which is way bigger than it ever was in the West, but it's a good game, and it's one of the NES games that I think holds up better than anything else available. So we're gonna jump straight into this one. I'm gonna talk about it just a little bit. I don't know how good my commentary is gonna be because I'm not good at playing and talking at the same time. I'm gonna put it at novice because I'm pretty bad. So the setup is very simple. Your characters' names are Alex and Ryan, very localized names. And this guy called Slick has captured both of our girlfriends. I don't know exactly how, but he did that. And now we need to go and beat everybody up. So the core tenets of this game are step 1, kick some ass, and step 2, take some names. It's a very simple beat 'em up. The controls are like any other NES beat 'em up. A is a punch, B is a kick, and pressing both at the same time gives you a jump. Now, one thing I really like about this game too is that it's made up of heaps of unique characters. There's a few varieties of gangs that you can fight as you go through the city, and each of these characters you'll see has their own individual sprite. The guy we just destroyed before had glasses and that one didn't. Each one has their own individual names. So in The Last of Us 2 twist, it's going to make you feel bad about hurting people. And it just gives this game so much character. Compared to something like Double Dragon, where you're just beating up people with absolutely no concern of who they are or what they're about, this game gives you actual gangs. It gives you groups of people who, for whatever reason, wear the same clothing, believe the same stuff, and fight you. So we're beating up our very first gang here. You can see this great move where you pick up a person and use him as a weapon to hit another person. There's Jerry, and whenever one of these guys gets knocked out, they'll drop some money, which we'll talk about its relevance later when we get to the towns. Alright, so that was the generic dudes. They're one of the easier gangs in this game, and right in front of our high school, Crosstown High School. The interesting thing too is that this is one of the earliest games to feature a comprehensive localization. So all the signs in the game were translated, the actual sprites were changed. There's also, I think, US mail, you'll see that later on, and all the character names, all the character dialogue, that's all brand new for the Western release. And I think what that achieves is a very primitive but comprehensive story for an NES game. It's a much more fun experience than just a basic beat 'em up. Okay, so we've got the same gang again, so we'll see all of our old mates from the last screen to destroy. This guy's got a trash can. The trash can is one of the most dangerous weapons in the game because you can deal so much damage with it just by hitting people over the head with it. It's a classic street fight tactic, is to grab the nearest trash can and hit people over the head with it. That's why you can't pick up trash cans anymore in the modern day. The cities declared them to be too dangerous and too OP of a weapon, and so they've all bolted them to the ground. It's a nice dose of 80s reality here. Okay, I keep forgetting that you can also jump onto these fences. They serve no real strategic purpose, just it looks cool. Alright, my health is going down quite a bit. The way you recover health in this game... Oh, hold up, let me introduce this guy to my fist first. The way you recover health is you've got to actually go buy and eat food. You can't get pickups or anything. It's all part of your little life sim extra. And people with a keen eye will notice so far that the game can only display 2 enemies at the same time. And so what it does is when you defeat one person, another person will just like run in from the side. And something really clever too is that enemies can run off screen and back on screen. So it feels like you're fighting a gang of 6 or 7 people at the same time, when really you're fighting just 2. Okay, so now we are at Grotto Mall, the very badly named mall. And here is one of the few safe zones in this game. You can go into all these various stores and use that money that we just heartily beat out of everyone. You see 2 money counters at the top because this game is actually built to be played in 2-player. You can have 2 people and they have their own incomes. But we're alone, so I'm not gonna deal with that. Each of these things actually changes our stats a little bit differently. Food tends to restore health, so let's just get a stack of pancakes for ourselves. And get that little cute animation of him eating it. Alex ate the pancakes, I gain 31 stamina. Max power, so that means my health got recovered. If I were to buy, say, coffee, it would give me 2 willpower, and it could recover some stamina and some max power. And so there's some very light RPG mechanics too. If I open up the menu, you see I've got belongings and I've got level. Whoops, what have I done? Maybe it's status. Yep, status. And each character will have its own stats. So my punches do a certain amount of damage, my kicks do a certain amount of damage, the damage I do with weapons is different, and there's things like defense, strength, and willpower, which affects your overall abilities, as well as your stamina, which is your health, effectively. And so, as you progress through the game, you get stronger not just by getting better stats and, dealing more damage with your punches. You can also learn techniques that make your moves stronger. And so each of these stores gives you something a bit different to work with. As I think that these breads are takeaways. And so what you can do is you can take them with you. You can open up your belongings, even in the middle of the fight, and eat a croissant, and that'll recover some of your health, which is going to be pretty useful. Health management and money management is a big deal in this game. Okay, sushi bar, they really went above and beyond with the amount of detail in this game. Look, you can buy a swordfish sushi for $28. Ain't no one got money for that, but come on, there's more than 10 types of sushi that you can buy in this store. And this is an NES game. I'm gonna get some takeaway rolls. I'm gonna get maybe... Ooh, everything's so expensive. I'll get a tuna roll. But 3... Oh, I didn't realize you would eat it right away. Whoops. I gained some stamina, I gained some max power. Wow, it's a waste of cash. Okay. So, money's the main currency in this game. Good thing it's basically infinite. You can beat people up indefinitely and go back to new screens and you'll always be able to get more and more money. Speaking of money, we need to get $26 because we need to buy one of these books, which is going to teach us a powerful technique. Now, whenever you go to a new screen, it'll explain to you which gang is on that turf, and you can just run away if you don't want to fight them. So say just then we saw the generic dudes. If we go again, now we got the frat guys, and these guys are a bit tougher than the generic dudes. They move a bit faster, they use weapons a bit better, and we can just destroy them next to this US mailbox. This is definitely set in America and not Japan as the original game was. These pink shirt guys, the interesting thing is that each of the enemies has their own hidden stat page, just like you did in the map screen. And so that means that if you really cared about numbers, you can actually see that each of these guys deals a different amount of damage to you. And the frat guys will give out a different amount of money compared to the generic dudes. Wow, I'm getting my ass beat right now. I'm getting destroyed. You can also block, it's very simple. It's when you attack the same time that they do. your moves get cancelled out. Alright. Should be the last guy. It's interesting how the AI is developed in this game. They feel almost like real people. They will advance and retreat based on a personality value. And it's really impressive for... I think this game was made in the 80s, or at the very end of the NES lifecycle. It's very advanced for what it had. Alright, so we just earned some money there. Let's see if we can... Ooh, we definitely can't. Definitely can't. But I also don't want to go back out there with only a little bit of health, so I'm going to eat my croissant. Hopefully that gives me back a lot of health. 8. Huh. That's it's not a lot of health, but it'll have to do. Let's maybe go this way, see if potentially we get to fight a weaker gang. Yep, generic dudes is definitely a weaker gang than the frat guys, so let's destroy them with our trash can. Money also disappears very fast, so you just gotta prioritize your decisions. I'm playing this on the Switch Virtual Console, so if you've got Switch on Nintendo Online, then you've already got free access to this game. And say what you want about the other NES games on the system, a lot of them haven't aged well. This one's aged fantastically. I would say that an indie game that looked and felt like this, that released brand new on the eShop today, could do well. I think it's well made and immediately enjoyable. Alright, so we've beaten those guys up. Let's see how much we can... Actually, you can just see your money here. We have 27, so more than enough to get our book. And here I'm just casually carrying a trash can into this guy's bookstore. We want Dragon Feet. So each of these books is a different martial arts technique. Stone Hands gives you powerful punches, Dragon Feet gives you powerful kicks, and Acro Circus gives you powerful weapons attacks. Acro Circus is the funniest one because it lets you hit somebody with a trash can really, really fast. But we're gonna go with Dragon Feet because that's consistent, reliable, easy, and look at what it does. It's not working. Let me just beat these guys up with themselves first. I realized what I have done. I have made a grave mistake. I've got to quickly run back before I get destroyed. I do need to go into my belongings and read the book. Acquired a technique called Dragon Feet. This is a fallacy that I make in real life all the time. I buy a lot of books and then I don't read them, but I think that simply owning the books makes me intelligent, which is just not true, right? So, yeah, I'm learning my lesson here. I've got to buy some food, otherwise I'm gonna die, so... I also can't exactly remember what the death penalty in this game is. It's probably not bad, but let's not be silly. Ate the salad roll, I get 20 stamina, nice, okay. That makes me feel strong and healthy enough to go out and whack some heads. And now, we've got a dragon kick, check that out. It's like 3 kicks for the price of 1. This is gonna get you strong enough to basically wreck most of the gangs that can appear in this area. The generic dudes, I think they're the weakest of all the gangs, so look, they're going down to a single kick. Makes it so much easier. This guy's trying to be defensive. He doesn't want to get dragon kicked. Too bad. Okay, and in these situations, you actually don't want to pick up weapons, because picking up weapons is going to make you not able to use your dragon kicks. I think we've got a split in the path right now. You can either go right and get in this really dangerous fight with a bottomless pit, or you can go back. Oh, wow, we actually got demolished. Damn you, frat guys. So if you die, you come back with, I think, a fraction of the money you had. And I can't remember if you lose any stats or anything like that, but, you know, it's bothersome. Alright. Frat guys are pretty good with weapons. They've got, what is that, knuckle dusters, chains, you know, generic delinquent weapons. And they're really cool in that they will go and pick up a fallen weapon before they try to hit you. Which is just... it's smart AI, you know, that's what it really is. It's really clever for its day. There's beat 'em up games today that don't have this level of interactivity. Alright, so... gameplay's gonna be pretty boring looking for the next couple of minutes because all I'm gonna do is just kick these guys, so... until we get better techniques, it's gonna be very simple. Oh, what is he doing? What is he doing? The reason why I didn't want to do the fight at the bottomless pit is because some of the AI is actually smart enough to pick you up and throw you into the pit. It's very, very clever. Okay, let's just keep going. See what's in this park. Okay, we're gonna fight the jocks, which I think we've beaten them before. They're not too bad. We can wreck them. And there's an interesting amount of environmental detail in this game. They definitely put in a lot more effort than they needed to with, look, the different gendered bathrooms, the whatever these things are, which I'm pretty sure you can jump on. In proving that I lost both those coins, what a shame. Yeah, the environments are way more detailed than you would expect. Not just run-of-the-mill stuff, you know? I think it was a baseball or a rock or something. Whatever. And I like the realism of having people that wear glasses fight you in a street fight. That's... yeah, I enjoy that detail. They've got to find whatever way they can to differentiate these characters, you know? You've got to feel like they're real people, not like the same move over and over again. Alright, so that screen was basically useless. It's just an opportunity for you to get into some more fights and make some more money. And the best way to develop yourself now is to go and buy food that is multi-purpose. So it heals you, but it also gives you some stats. Let's have some waffles. Gives you agility and strength and stamina. So you paid some money, but actually it's effective for you, you know? It gives you more than just sustenance. Gotta pick the right food. Okay, so we spent some money, but we're at pretty high health. I think we can go and tackle the harder parts of this area now. At the very least, I don't want to play this game for too long because I just want to look at the basic mechanics before we move over to the Friends of Ringo Ishikawa. Wow, I'm getting wrecked by these guys. But I don't even know what I was saying. I got wrecked too hard. Let's see how far I can go before things get dicey. Also, you can dash by double tapping the button. Okay, so you can't go further that way, and you know that because when you run into the wall, it's like you ran headfirst into a brick wall, you knock yourself out. Alright, let's get into this way. Just let me go, let me go. And we're now in the next safe zone. We're in the waterfront mall. So if you were to actually map this game out, it would look like this branching set of boxes of rooms. And so it gives the illusion of being a living, breathing city a lot better than your average NES game that's just fully linear. This is a bookstore again. I'm pretty sure none of these are martial arts skills. I think they improve your stats, but I can't remember exactly how. Here we've got a French restaurant. We've got salad Paris. What's a Paris salad? Oh, is like a salad with French dressing? I don't know. Got onion soup, a full-ass Cornish hen, and veal. Imagine being a high school delinquent and then going to a French restaurant and eating veal. You've also got Mao's Place, which gives you your generic Chinese food, your egg rolls, your fried rice, your garlic pork. I do need to recover my health, but I also kind of want to see what's further on the streets. And this is the thing I really like, right? It's game mechanics, but it's in a way that's not... it's not functional. I know that doesn't sound like a good thing, but it's not just like one-to-one, here is your health recovery, here is your stat boost, right? It's just regular old stuff that you would find in any convenience store, and each one just happens to have a certain effect on you. Let's go back and read some books, actually. Reading books is always a good thing to spend your money on, right? It's always a good endeavor. Certainly better than these old video games. Alright, so Scandal Rack. I only just realized how dumb that sounds. Let's read the Scandal Rag. Man, I can't tell what they were going for, because it could just be like a trashy tabloid, but it could also be a dirty magazine, depending on how strict the Nintendo censors are, you know? Okay, we read the book. Whoops, that's not what we want. Let's use a Scandal Rag. UFO lands on toys galore. Aliens kidnap teddy bear. Defense 2 up. Willpower 3 up. So we read a book and it increased our defense. I don't know how, whatever. Don't think about it too much. Don't question it too much. Okay, we can't afford anything at this French restaurant. That's a real mood. Can we afford any Chinese food? No, we can't. Ugh. Feels bad. And you'll see this exact feeling in Friends of Ringo Ishikawa where you just can't afford food. And so you've gotta go fight people for food. Alright, so here's Roxy. What's up, Alex? Roxy has news for you. Randy and Andy are Cindy's kidnappers. She is locked up on Aussie High's top floor. I heard she's in the far right room. But to rescue her, you must beat the twins. They're both clowns, but they're very strong. Power up or you'll be in terrible danger. Don't take chances. I am Slick's girl, but I am on your side. Be careful, please. So that's what passes off as a cutscene in our NES days. Look at how beautiful this looks though. Check it out. If you've ever been to Japan, you'll know exactly what this is. It's an embankment. It's a bridge crossing a river in this city area. It's very classically Japanese. And don't think I missed out on this little nook here. You can go down, and these are Benny and Clyde, who are a boss encounter, and I am not strong enough to fight them. Thankfully, they hit each other, so we'll deal with that later. I don't even know if I can beat these frat guys. It's gonna take some skill, I think. This isn't actually a very mashy, not a very button mashy beat 'em up. It's actually got a decent amount of skill to it. Being able to kind of figure out when your enemies are going to be aggressive or defensive, how you want to respond to them. It's a bit more cerebral than your average beat 'em up. Definitely better than the Double Dragons and things like that, right? A friend of mine once purchased the Capcom beat 'em up bundle on the eShop, and look, I'm sure those games were fine a long time ago, but today they do not age well at all. Man, I forgot about that. Okay, well, I think we had to clear off this screen. Let's go heal up. Wow, we have no health. We have not even a bar of health. Let's heal up as well as we can then, and try to take on those twins. I'm gonna do some very basic math here to try and figure out what I can buy. I can get the egg roll, right? 24 stamina, good. And then we can just zip right over to that pharmacy. And then hopefully that's a decent amount of health back. What about some vitamins? Oh, so it's a hold item. Well, we need the health now, so... What do we get? Willpower. Stamina. Only 8! What? That's so bad. Okay, well... If that's what we get, that's what we get. Let's try and take on these Benny and Clyde. And look, these guys have classic supervillain hubris. They talk before they let you fight them, so... Oh, I didn't realize you could just do that. You just rode them into the lake. Okay. Okay. And then I jumped in after them. Oh. Feels bad. So one of the reasons why you want to beat bosses is they drop a lot of money. And if you throw them into the lake, then you can't take their money, so that was kind of a moot victory if you think about it. Well, regardless, let's skip these homeboys, we don't want to fight them. Wearing olive shirts, what is that? We're in downtown. There's no one here. Interesting. There's a wall that I ran into. Oh, keep going. Homeboys again, but it's a warehouse now. Also, I haven't mentioned it yet, but this game's soundtrack is awesome. It's weirdly funky. It reminds me a lot of like the kinds of like cop movies that you get in the 80s, right? And then when some stuff's going down, there's really jazzy, funky kind of music going on. It's a good vibe. So here we've got a warehouse level. It's very reminiscent of games like Double Dragon, where you change locations every now and then. Sometimes you're fighting your way through just random warehouses and just dealing with boxes. It's part of it. There's a very egregious platforming sections in a game which is not designed for it, so we're gonna be here for a while. Oh man, you need to try this. You gotta get this on get it on Switch or however you get retro games, because this is hard. getting onto these boxes, now that's hard. How am I supposed to do this? How am I supposed to do that? Okay, there we go. We can get ourselves a weapon, just to prepare ourselves. Actually, what am I saying? I don't want a weapon. Did you guys see that? That actually hurt me. I threw my box, and I hurt myself. I am the best street gang. I am the best street gang that ever was. Alright, well, those guys saw my embarrassment, so I'm not even gonna try fighting them. I'm just getting the hell out of here. And this leads us to a second part of the map. We've got stronger enemies now. We've got the squids. Got more health, more attack, and more money when we defeat them. Also, how cool of a name, a gang name is like the Squids. Actually, I take it back, that's not very cool at all. This is, again, the Squids turf, and now we are in a throughway. We've got the literal mob after us, the mafia, so to speak. So, we're fighting more than your average high school jocks now. The mob is one of the hardest groups of enemies in this game, so it's gonna be a while before you're strong enough to take them on. Alright, now we're in our next safe zone. Let's quickly get our health back up. And look at this, we're in a bookstore. We've got Fatal Steps here, which is a very strong move, but I also can't remember exactly what it does. I just remember it being really strong. The Roman Cow. Ice cream, Roman shake, cola float, Nero pizza, and lasagna. So it's like a ancient Rome themed Italian restaurant. Interesting. Got Amy's Sweet Tooth. It's all just lollies, very cheap lollies. Okay. Whoop. Oh, more and more. Huh. Happy Feet shoes. Buy shoes. I cannot remember why this is relevant. Wow. Okay. I don't know why I would want shoes, but imagine playing this game and earning so much money that you can afford the $99.95 Texas boots. Man, that better be a real upgrade. Okay, here is a steakhouse. Wait, it's a butcher shop. But there's no cooking in this game. I don't even want to find out. Also, $4.95 for a stove and it's way too cheap. A toy store. $57 for a hyperball. Okay, I don't know if any of this was actually meant to be bought. If you've played this game a lot and you've bought this stuff before, let me know what it does, because I'm not gonna afford that. Okay, let's get a... Oh, that's sad. These are the only genres available. R&B, rock, pop, soul, and classical. Let's get some soul music. I got the soul. Nice. I've always wanted the soul. What does the soul do for me? It just says soul. It's like I have somebody's soul in my backpack. Alright. Belongings. Okay. Use the soul. Put the soul CD into the player. Hot tunes fill the air. Agility up 4. Stamina 48. Check that out. Imagine listening to a CD and having your will to fight increased. That's some real good stuff. Alright, so Squid's Turf. I don't want to fight these guys. Vacant's Third Wheel Factory. I can't remember. It's been a while since I've gotten this far in this game. Do I actually need to go through the factory? There's also a dodgy back alley here. No, there isn't. That just takes me to Squid Stuff. Okay, so I guess I'm going through the factory. I do another egregious platforming section, but I'm gonna wait until the mob isn't in this building before I take it on. Oh, come on. Don't do this to me. Come on, someone else. Someone else. The cowboys. There we go. These guys have black shirts. Oh, they're also pretty strong. Okay, there's not that... Oh, there's no platforming. Sick. Also, I'm pretty sure that running into a wall hurts you. Oh, you're joking. You're joking. I was not ready for that. Okay, come on, get up and just run. I don't want to deal with this. Not at all. I am here to run away from my problems. Okay, now we're in downtown. This place looks... Oh, I forgot that happens. Okay, so if you run into a wall enough times... I'm only doing this for science, just to show you. Just for science. Maybe it doesn't in a safe zone. Maybe you need to be out and about in an area or something. Okay, yeah. I'm not losing anything here. But if I say go here, and then I run at full speed into a wall, and I do it again, it's still not hurting me. I don't know why I died that time. It's interesting. This game, I haven't played it enough to know all of its intricacies. I didn't know that you could hurt yourself by throwing an object, for example. Wow, these guys are strong. I mean, I guess they are the mob. And I love that his name's Vinny and Louie. They pick generic mobster names and yeah, there we go. Got beaten up by the mob. So the interesting thing about this game, and I've shown it to you in the interest of saving time, you can skip too far ahead, and you can get yourself locked into a late game area without the skills or the stats you need to beat the enemies. And you can't go back earlier to fight guys like the generic dudes and the frat guys anymore. You've gotta make your money off the mob. And every time you die, you lose money. I only have 10 cents to my name. And if I went out there, I can't guarantee that I'm gonna beat some mob members and get my money back, you know? So it's rough going, but yeah, it's life. It's street gangs. Alright, thanks for joining us playing River City Ransom. We're gonna jump right to the Friends of Ringo Ishikawa. Please hop over to that video as well. It's so fascinating the way that the mechanics of this game translate into that one. So, hope to see you there, and thanks for watching. See you next time.